Good evening, everybody out there on YouTube. It's your man Daniel, aka Centurion Elite. I haven't done one of these in a while. I hope I still got it. I got a special treat for you tonight. Let me get right to it. This is a 2006 Aston Martin Vanquish S. Check out the winged logo right there, Aston Martin. Gonna do a quick walk around on the car. One of my favorite cars of all time. Check out the back. As you can see, I removed the license plate so as not to reveal the identity of the owner, because this vehicle is privately owned. There you go, folks, Vanquish S. You get down on the bottom when you sit down for a second. Look at that exhaust. Rear under tray, all sealed and buttoned up with a working diffuser. Look there and there for maximum downforce at high speed. On the top of the trunk lid, you got a subtle spoiler lip. Let me pan right here so you can really see it. Again, for additional downforce at high speed. Because when you're driving this car on the freeway and you're well into the triple figures, you don't want to get that weighty feeling under the steering wheel. So with all the aerodynamical aids on this car, you're assured that you get neutral balance at all speeds. Fantastic. Look at these brakes. Slotted rotors. Look at that. Flanked by the Aston Martin caliper. Absolutely beautiful. Love the wheels as well. Check out your rear brakes. Again, your slotted rotors. Flanked by your Aston Martin calipers. There you go, folks. Just soak up this paint job. It's got like a special battleship titanium color. I don't know what you call it, but it's gorgeous. And it frames the car beautifully. Shows off the curves and the muscles, and wow, it's just absolutely incredible. One of my favorite features about this car, well, just look at the hood. Take in that hood. Or the front in general. I mean, look at this. I mean, this car has been out. Well, this is the 06. Aston Martin, they no longer produce this car, which is unfortunate. But they produced it, I believe, from the 02 model year to the 06 model year, so they made it a couple of years. But it's fresh, it's exciting. It's not old, it's not stale. It looks fantastic, as good now as it ever has. I love the chimneys right here. The engine, it generates so much heat that if you look on the hood, you'll notice on the driver's side and the passenger side, it's vented. You've got this cross-hatch matrix-like grille covering up two chimneys. There's a chimney here and a chimney there. So you've got two chimneys on each side of the engine to vent all that excess heat. Alright, we're going to have a look inside, but first, these are your keys. Funny looking multicolored fob right there, locks and locks the car, panic alarm, trunk, that kind of thing. But here's what really counts. This is the Aston Martin Vanquish S key. Doesn't look like anything special until you start the engine. Oh, by the way, another nice touch. Your fuel filler cap. Oh, let me wipe that. Look at that. Looks like a piece of artwork, which it is. Your boot space. Let me open that up really quick. Let me just hit the little button right here to open up the boot. It's not huge, it's not massive, you know, just big enough for your PlayStation 3 and your black Amex, but that's all you need, folks. Lamb's wool carpeting, the Aston Martin logo, so you always know whatever you're putting in here, it's in very private company. And of course, the mats themselves are edged in the finest quality leather. But enough of that, there's your boot space. I'm going to close it. Just, you gotta hear this thing. It's absolutely incredible. Alright. I'm gonna unlock the car. You're gonna hear the lights flash, watch. The car is awake. We come to the car and open it. You can hear the transmission whine in the distance a little bit, letting you know that the car is ready to be driven. Look at this interior. Finest quality materials everywhere you look. Now, I know some of you out there might be saying, well, it's not furnished as nicely as a DB9, and a DB9 is actually cheaper. Well, you would be right. However, everything is still finished to a pretty lofty standard if you ask me. Look at these seats. Finest quality leather. The suede gray inserts. You just want to touch all day long. Look at your center stack up here. These switches would be right at home in one of those $100,000 entertainment systems. This feels like a solid milled aluminum switch. These are your temp gauges. Up here, you've got your transmission controls and everything having to do with start the car. This right here is the most important. That's your engine start stop, and we'll get to that, covered in sapphire crystal. You got navigation up here. Anything you would normally find in an upscale luxury car, you'll find here. Here goes your gauges. Your speedometer goes to 210. It's right in the middle. To the left of that, you got your talk. And to the right of that, you got your gas and, well, self-explanatory. You look at the actual door itself. You've got Aston Martin etched on your grab handle, so every time you close your door, you're reminded that you're closing the Aston Martin. Oh, another thing I like, when you come into the car, look at that stainless steel plate with the Aston Martin winged logo. Let me cover up that light. Etched in it, Vanquish S. Absolutely stunning car. Okay, now, I'll get back inside it again. I don't know if you all can see it, but the entire ceiling and pillars and mirror visors, they're all black. It's very dark, I know you can't see, but let me turn these lights on. It's all suede. Very good to the touch. Double stitch. There goes your mirror visor. Super, super small. No, you can't tell, but it is. Alright, enough of that. It's time to start it. Alright, now here's how you start an Aston Martin Vanquish S. Now notice your engine start stop switch right here, sapphire crystal. You want to take the key. You want to put your foot on the brake. Take the key. Put it in. You can hear it chime. You want to turn it 2 clicks. Look at your gauges. They light up like a battlefield. Your transmission winds again. Now if you notice up here, there's a number 1 flashing, alright? That's your transmission or your gear shift indicator, letting you know that the car is in first gear. Now to get the car started, you need to put in neutral, put your foot on the brake, and then you want to hit that engine start switch, which is now glowing a nice ambient ice color. Now if you notice on the steering wheel, you have a paddle on the left side and a paddle on the right side. This is how you drive the car. It does have an automatic mode, but it's quite clunky, and I wouldn't recommend it because this is so much more fun. On the left side, you've got a minus for downshift. This is how you downshift. On the right side, you've got a plus. This is for upshift. The car is basically a 6-speed sequential manual gearbox. It's basically a fancy way of saying it's a stick, but there's no actual clutch. Well, there is a clutch, but it's, electro-hydraulic. It's complicated, but basically it's saying it's a Ferrari. Alright, now to start the car, you need to get the transmission in neutral, and the way you do that is, I'm going to put the camera down. You need to take the left paddle and the right paddle, click them both at the same time. Watch the gear shift right here. I clicked them at the same time. Transmission is now neutral. Now your engine start switch that was glowing the backlit ice blue color like the rest of your buttons up here is now glowing a backlit red. Foot on the brake. Let's get her going. Listen. Listen to this sound. Absolutely incredible. Alright folks, this clip is running long, but I need you all to stay tuned for part 2. The 2006 Aston Martin Vanquish S demo is not over yet. I still got a lot more that I want to share with you all. So stay tuned, be right back.